Son Excellence Samantha Power, ambassadrice des États-Unis d'Amérique aux Nations Unies.
Madame l'ambassadrice, soyez la bienvenue.
Monsieur le Président.
Thank you very much, Excellency, for accepting to talk to the Cameroonian press.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you've met with President Paul. You've had a very long discussion with him, about 2 hours. I guess there are a number of issues you must have talked about, Boko Haram. What else? What are the issues?
Well, first of all, we discussed the strength of the U.S.-Cameroonian partnership. I have traveled here with a delegation that includes very senior representatives of the U.S. military, from the State Department, and from the U.S. Agency for Development, Economic Development, Humanitarian Response. And in all of these areas, we have made huge progress in deepening the ties between our two countries. And of course, the purpose of that, from our standpoint, is to support the Cameroonian people. We discussed the monstrous threat posed by Boko Haram, and we agreed, and he was very forceful on this point, that the military response alone could not succeed in defeating Boko Haram in the long term. We need, together in partnership and across the region, to make sure that we are investing appropriately in economic development, that the security agencies who are responsible for fighting Boko Haram are respecting the human rights of the local population, that politically, the people living in these areas, some of which have been quite marginal over the years, feel that their government and their security services and the civil administration are looking out for them. And that is a really important set of priorities for the United States to partner with Cameroon in the months and years ahead. We also talked about the importance of civil society engagement. Cameroon has a very vibrant civil society that has a huge amount to offer. And the more that there are channels of communication between civil society organizations, trade unionists, women's rights advocates, other non-governmental actors with the government, the more alert all governments, this applies to us as well, are going to be about how the people of the country are faring. And the president was very open to this message. We talked about in the north how important it would be for internally displaced persons and others to be able to engage often with local authorities about their needs because the suffering is so great. And we talked about here a political culture that really can benefit from freedom of expression, freedom of association, the voices of the Cameroonian people being able to be raised loud and being able to be heard. The last issue I'll flag here is we talked about climate change, and the president spoke very movingly about how the rivers that he used to swim in as a small boy no longer even exist, and the devastation caused by climate change to Lake Chad, which of course itself then has a terrible effect on the economy of the region. Those of us who traveled to the northern part of the country saw firsthand yesterday the ways in which the riverbeds have dried up and the ways in which people have suffered the economic costs, not only of Boko Haram's arrival in the area, but well before that, the costs of desertification, and again, the changes in the environment that have harmed the economy and thus weakened the welfare of the population of Cameroon. So we have a signing ceremony in New York at the United Nations on Thursday. The President has sent his foreign minister to sign the Paris Agreement. The United States has done the same. We have sent Secretary Kerry. That will be a very important ceremony. And then we agreed that each of us would work energetically to go beyond signing the agreement, but to actually be in a position to join the agreement, hopefully by the end of 2016, because the sooner we get more than 55 countries who account for more than 55% of the emissions around the world to be party to the agreement, it's at that point that the agreement comes into force. And it's in humanity's interests that that agreement be implemented as soon as possible. And that was something the President felt very strongly about. Thank you.
C'est un objet d'art fabriqué au Cameroun. C'est la femme africaine qui te faisait.
Well, I have met some, oh goodness, it'd be a strong African woman to hold it. Thank you so much.
C'est la médaille commémorative des 50 ans d'indépendance du Cameroun.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Nous vous faisons grand officier de l'ordre de la paix.
And we are going later today to an ivory burn, as you have dedicated yourself to preserving the elephant population and that of other endangered species. We have worked together to combat climate change, and we have just talked about your plans to sign and hopefully join the Paris Treaty by the end of the year. This is a book on America's national parks, which are our effort to preserve our nature. And we look forward to working with you on preserving the great natural beauty that Cameroon is blessed to enjoy.
Merci. Eh bien, Madame l'Ambassadrice, je vous souhaite une bonne fin de séjour et un bon retour. Merci d'être venu.
Thank you.
That was nice.